Hi everyone, welcome to another telecast on Excel, and my name is Nono. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, and if you haven't, please click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I post and upload a video. Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create like a dashboard, dynamic dashboard basically, with data validation and a drop down. Okay, now I have simple data here, like these are just products, okay, and these are different months, and these are just sales. Now the sales is in thousands of dollars, okay, and that's the data we have, the simple data basically. And we're going to be using a data validation, so we'll click on this cell, and we'll click on the data tab, and under data tools we'll look for data validation. This is data validation here, and then we'll select data validation. Now we have different options for data validation, but the one we're going to use is a list or a drop down. Okay, now the drop down allows us to have like options, different options, okay, that we can select. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this icon and then select all the months. Okay, so we're going to be using our data validation for the months. Okay, so we'll click on enter, we'll click on OK. So now if we look within this cell, we can select the different months, January all the way to December. Okay, now these are products here. We're going to copy it, okay, Control C, and then we're going to paste them here. Can just paste the values. We're going to resize this, we're going to resize this too. Okay, now escape. Now we're going to click on this cell. Now we are going to link the months here, okay, and I'll explain why in a bit, so that anytime we select the month here, this changes, this updates. Okay, and that's good. Okay, so now we have our months. We're going to change the formatting of this, so we're going to use format painter to change this and change this. Okay, escape, so we're done. Now we're going to center this. Okay, that's about it for that. Yeah, now what I want to do is I want to make sure that I can look up the sales for XView in February and the sales for all of these products in the given month. Now we have different lookup functions that can do that. We have Excel's brand new XLOOKUP, which I'm going to make a video on. It's a very amazing and dynamic function. We have the index function too, but because I haven't made any video on the index function, I'm not going to use any of that. I've done a video on the VLOOKUP, and if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to leave the link in the description section. Okay, now I'm going to select this range and do equals to VLOOKUP. Okay, now the VLOOKUP takes basically 4 arguments. The first argument is the lookup value. Okay, what are we looking up, which is this. Now the next argument is the table array. Where are we looking up this value? Now the table array is just all of this, so we're going to select all of this and press F4 to lock our array. Now the next argument is the column index. Okay, so which of the columns are we looking at? Okay, we could do 1, 2, 3. Okay, but we don't want to hard code. Okay, we want the column index to be will change with the month we select. Okay, so the best way to do it is to use the match function. Now the match function basically returns the relative position of an item within a range. Okay, so we're going to do match, and this is what we're matching. So we're going to lock this, and then we're matching it within this range. So we're going to press F4 to lock it, and it's an exact match. So this argument is going to be 0, and then we close parenthesis, and then we do a comma. Now for the last argument for the VLOOKUP, it's either an approximate match or an exact match. So we're doing an exact match, so we're going to select false, and then we close parenthesis. Now remember, I selected this as a range. Okay, the reason is I don't need to hit enter. Instead, I will click on Control and enter so that I populate the entire range with my formula. So I do Control enter. Very good. Now if we check X view for February, 438, trapped for February, 394. So it means if I change the month, this should change automatically. Very good. Now we need to create our chart title, and we need our chart title to be dynamic. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to enter a formula here, but in the formula we're going to use the text. Now to put a text in a formula in Excel, you need to use the quotation mark. Okay, so we're going to do put a quotation mark and do products. Okay, product sales for, and then we're going to end the text and use the ampersand. This is the ampersand symbol, and it's the join, is what you use to join in Excel, okay, or concatenate. Okay, so we're going to concatenate it with the month. Now you see that, you see why in a bit. Okay, so anytime I change the months, okay, you see it's July, so it's going to be product sales for July. If I change it to August, it's going to be product sales for August. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is to insert a chart. Now inserting a chart is pretty simple in Excel. Select your data, right? You're going to use to insert the chart, and then you come to insert. Now Excel has different charts, and then you even have recommended charts, okay? Now, but we're going to be intentional about the charts you want to use. The first chart we're going to select is a column chart, okay, which is this one. So I'll select this, and then I'll hold Alt to snap it to grid, and then I'm going to resize this chart because we're going to have other charts too. Okay, so we're going to resize this chart. Now we have a column chart here. Okay, now the chart title, remember we have our title here. So when you click on the title, come to the formula bar here and do equals to, and then select this chart title. So now the reason for this is, see, if I change the month to July, the chart title updates to July too as well, and that's what I wanted to create. Now we can hide this chart title. A simple way to do it is just to change the font to white, okay, because the background is white, so that disappears. So we're good to go on that. Now I'm going to show you a trick. Now instead of inserting different charts by selecting the data, what we can do is select this chart like this, and then press Ctrl D to duplicate. Okay, so we have the exact same chart, and then we use Alt to snap it to grid, and then we can come here again, press Ctrl D, and then we use Alt to snap it to grid, and then we can do Ctrl D again, and then we come here and we use Alt to snap it to grid. So we have 4 charts. Okay, now what we can do is, of course it doesn't make sense having all of the same chart, so we just click here, and then we can right mouse click and then change the chart type. So say we can have a bar chart here, and then we click on OK. For this, we right mouse click, we can change this to a line chart, and then we click on OK, and then we can change this to a pie chart, okay, and then we can click on OK. All right, now I can just basically okay, I can leave that data, it's fine. Now I need to quickly format this because we're trying to create a dashboard. Okay, so I click on the grid lines and then I just delete them. I can remove this axis label here, and then what I need to do is I want to vary this color so that it looks better. So while I select it, I right mouse click, come to format data series, and then under this I'm going to do vary colors by point. Okay, that's the option select. I do the same thing for the bar chart, you know, vary colors by points, and then of course I remove the grid. Now for this I remove the grid. Yeah, I remove the grid for this, and then I remove the axis for this, and then okay, for this pie chart what I'm going to do is I'm going to add labels. Okay, so more options, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come here, and then I want percentages, and then I want the category name, so I can remove the value. I just need this, and then of course I want this to be outside end. Okay, so I have everything like this. All right, good. Now for this I'm going to just add data labels. Okay, and then outside end. All right, now for this as well too, I'm going to add data labels, and it's going to be above basically. Okay, so I think we're complete with our charts, and then I can close this pane, and now we can see how dynamic this. So anytime I change the month, July, we can see that it updates. If I change it to May, you can see that it updates. So this is our simple dashboard, our sales dashboard for each of the products, and this is very dynamic for all of the months, as we can see. Now we could have done this also in one of Microsoft's tools called Power BI, but of course I'm going to be doing videos on all of that, but I just wanted to show you how you can create a simple dashboard on Excel. Okay, thank you for watching.